Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Premier League sponsored by Twitch TV, hosted by Ange, and of course brought to you guys by ThePremierLeague.com. I am Luminous from DC, and joining me alongside is the illustrious Nebula, the Crab Nebula himself.
Whoa, buddy, you're gonna give away my Smurf account.
Okay, the horse head. You have so many billions of Nebulas to choose from, so we're all good.
Wow. Way to blow it. Now I gotta pick something else. Something way as clever as a backwards inverse. Anyway, so who has first ban here?
This is Fnatic
like
versus
Fnatic.
Quantic.
They got Invoker. Nice.
Yep. Which, by the way, this is Fnatic versus Quantic. We're week number 8 or 9, and the standings are pretty much firm right now. But these two teams are kind of middle of the road. DD has like 12 points and Fnatic has 11, so this is, in terms of point-wise, they are very, very close to each other. So because of that, we should expect a very tight game here today.
Yeah, actually, if Quantic wins this match, they move into 3rd place, I believe. So we had a first ban on Broodmother. Quantic followed up with a ban on Enchantress, and we had a ban on Fury and a ban on Windrunner, giving away the Invoker to Fnatic, who gladly picked it up. But that did give away Chen and Anti-Mage to Quantic, so it's kind of a... You pay for it whenever you first pick a hero like Invoker.
Yeah, I don't really mind like they gave away Chen and Anti-Mage. The two doesn't work. I mean, they pair nice together. The heal is gonna be good against or good at surviving, protecting the Anti-Mage. But I'm surprised that Shadow Shaman got sneaked by as well. Now you're dealing with Chen, Anti-Mage, and Shadow Shaman, and suddenly the push comes in from the other two heroes, and Anti-Mage could sit back and farm, and that's a pretty dangerous combination. And we're looking at Fnatic heroes who doesn't exactly excel in counter pushing, at least not until they get 20 minutes in the game, which the game might be very well decided by then.
Yeah, that Vengeful Spirit pick seems really odd to me. I mean, there was a Rasta in the pool. They've already picked up a Chen, so you've got a decent, like, pretty early powerful pusher. You have an Anti-Mage as well. If you give them a Rasta, they're going to have massive amount of crowd control on top of a lot of pushing potential and a strong late game. Like, I just feel like you're giving away too much in that sense. And Vengeful Spirit's not a hero that just, is picked up very early nowadays.
Meanwhile, getting some ban here. The Dazzle ban is kind of the eyebrow-raising one, as all the other heroes are fairly standard. Dazzle is picked up fairly commonly by Quantic. Mania plays that hero. He plays it very decently, and he always gets paired up again with the Anti-Mage. Of course, the Poison Touch, a Blink in, and then the Shadow Weave does a lot of physical damage. So that's a ban they want to get rid of. So we're suddenly looking at Quantic. They're leading one more support and probably a long laner as well. In terms of long laners, pretty much everyone's gone. Puck is in the pool, although we don't see too many Pucks anymore. I guess Enigma could be a long laner, but that's really odd as well. I guess they just have to kind of... I wonder what they're going to do on the long lane.
Well, Darkseer.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, you're missing a pretty big one here, Lumi. So yeah, I mean, they had Darkseer the whole time. It's really not... he's a really strong hero. I'm actually kind of surprised that we saw... Wow, a Riki. I'm really surprised that we saw a pickup of Venge, no ban of Rasta, and Darkseer just making it all the way to the 2nd pick phase. Really crazy to me. The Dazzle ban, I mean, I understand, you want to ban for specific heroes against teams, but... At what cost? I mean, yeah, you banned Dazzle, but you gave away some ridiculous stuff. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of giving away Dazzle here. I think it's too powerful. Especially if they follow this up with some kind of AoE to couple with that, like maybe an Enigma. But in that case, they'd be putting Enigma in like a top lane. You really wouldn't do that. So maybe Leviathan? I'm not sure what they would do here.
Yes, statistically, Mirana has won a lot of games against Dazzle. Well, she's been winning a lot of games overall, so maybe they're feeling okay to give away the Dazzle, because, like, again, statistically, Mirana counters Dazzle pretty hard. The other day, I was writing the hero tier list article for ThePremierLeague.com, and I just, like, kind of randomly threw off, it's like, oh, Mirana's been winning a lot of games lately, statistically. And someone called me out, so statistically, how many games has she won? What's the winning percentage? I was like... I don't have that number yet, but I know she won a lot. But actually, the other day, I found out, recently in the past 2 weeks, she's won 70% of her games. That is pretty insane. That's higher than Anti-Mage, or anyone else for that matter. So she, statistically, is the highest winning hero for the past 2 weeks. So that's why she's constantly picked and picked and picked. Rikimaru is the Fnatic go-to hero from time to time to counter this Anti-Mage, because the smoke screen prevents the blink for 6 seconds. That's pretty insane. You couple that with Diffusal and Blade and constant backstab damage. That could actually bring down Anti-Mage in a hurry. But I'm a little bit worried for Fnatic here. They have a lot of farmers, and I wonder if the Dire Side is going to give them time to farm.
Yeah, they picked up the combination of Vengeful Spirit and Crystal Maiden, which I'm not really a fan of this. We see it from time to time, but like it typically, I always feel like it loses. You know,
it definitely has a high propensity for mistake, and then after you get behind with those two heroes, they're not exactly great mid game heroes. They need a lot of levels, and if you die in the early outset, you're not gonna get those level anymore because you got to give it to the Invoker, the SA, and the Mirana. So it's rough if they lose the early game, but and against the heroes on the other side, how are you going to kill the anti-mage with Blink? Chen is difficult to kill. The cast from Witch Doctor is annoying to go against. So yeah, I'm not sure if I like this dual lane or dual support combination of CM and Venge.
No, I think Quantic's got much better picks here. They have a strong jungler in Chen, who's going to be played by Mania. They have a very strong support in Witch Doctor, being played by Ryze. I mean, that's multiple stuns in and of itself potentially. And you couple that with Miguel's Shadow Shaman. That adds so much crowd control. And the pushing power coupled with the Chen and the Rasa, that's really strong. We have Link is going to be playing that anti-mage on top, and Angel is going to be playing that Darkseer on bottom. So they have so much CC, so much team fight. They don't have a lot of AoE nuke, really. They're only real AoE. I guess they could pull people together and drop a malediction. Like that's kind of the best.
Pretty big AoE, yeah.
That's kind of their only real AoE spell. Past that, they are a bit of a prolonged fighting team. They do want to have a battle go for 10 to 15 seconds, get a lot of hexes, get a lot of damage off of wards, etc. to kind of fight that out. As far as burst damage, Sentinel has a bit more burst damage, but even then it's a little bit, it's all on two heroes. Riki's much more of a prolonged damage hero. Potom has a little bit of burst damage, and Invoker obviously has everything you could want, but then the nukes from Vengeful and Crystal Maiden. So
yeah, I'm going to agree with you here. The Dire Side want to fight prolonged team fights, whereas Fnatic, they want to win it from the initial get-go and chase. Because if you look at their lineup, they're so good at chasing. Tornado, Leap, SA, Blink Strike, Purge, whatever else, and then you have the supports who have great ranged stuns as well. So if Fnatic ever gets ahead, they will get even more ahead as they're chasing away team fights. I wonder if they're going to do a tri-lane top. If they do, I would really love this decision. You can actually send the two supports and roam and find the Chen and do a crazy backstab. And it's going to be SA solo bot, which generally might raise an eyebrow. He's going to have a tough time against Iron Shell, but it's melee versus melee for the most part, so he shouldn't be hammered down too much. And looks like we might have a little bit of engagement in the jungle. Haven't really talked about who's playing what. We have Victor playing the Crystal Maiden here, and Opa, I don't know who that is, playing the Vengeful Spirit. Mitch is going to be on the Mirana. Back in the mid lane is going to be Grzin playing Invoker. On the bot lane, we're going to have Gordon playing Rikimaru.
Yeah, a little bit of Artosis logic there. When you ahead, you get more ahead.
There you go.
So, yeah. Also, I think Kelly made I think I did that in the voice of Kelly. But anyway, shout out to StarCraft 2 casters. They have managed to make a fantastic esports scene, and I would really like to see Dota reach that potential. But for now, Quantic opting to leave Link alone here for a little bit. Chen is in the jungle, and Witch Doctor looks like wants to dual jungle with them, but with the Visual Spirit and the Crystal Maiden here, not a whole lot they can do. It looks like Ryze is going to go ahead and come around from the backside here, maybe get a little bit of harass. We're going to see immediate frostbite on that Chen creep, just trying to slow him down. A little bit of burn on Crystal Maiden, though. She's taking a bunch of damage. She's very squishy. We're going to see Blink, one more attack, and yes, she will go down. Shin managed to pick that first blood. Link unable to get that last hit, but still, Quantic with very early aggression here, taking down the extremely squishy supports of Fnatic.
Yeah, that top trialing is so frail. They're not that good defensively. They're a lot better offensively. If you want to count the stuns here on the top lane here, we're looking at 3 stuns and about 4 or 5 nukes. If Fnatic ever wants to go on the offensive, they will get the things done. Unfortunately, it was Dire that pushed the button right off the bat, and Ryze was able to get off a decent cast. The creep actually drew a stun, which actually was a pretty decent idea because that AoE clap at level 1 does so much damage. So,
definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
So that bite wasn't too bad, but unfortunately they went down nonetheless. Rune is going to spawn on the bot lane. Invoker was checking for it, and looks like we have Miguel already going right there. Miguel's going to have his bottle. Yeah, he does have his bottle ready, so he's going to have a grand old time in the mid lane, ether shocking his way to victory here.
Yeah, Rasta getting rune control is really a big deal. Typically, the amount of mana that he requires, and he really wants to use Aether Shock to lane control. But if you're able to cast Aether Shock a lot, it becomes very strong, and you will dominate the lane. But in order to do that, you have to get some bottle action. I'd like to point out, Link did go ahead and get level 2 burn at level 3, so that Crystal Maid means that when he jumps on there, he can immediately cut her down so fast that they can try and mitigate some of their instant nuke damage just by straight up cutting one of them down, which is what they managed to do last time.
And here comes a gank on the mid lane. Migo still not sensitive right now. The two supports smoked out Vengeful Spirit and the Crystal Maiden both at level... No, Vengeance at level 2. Can we have a cold snap initiation? No, they're going to come in a very odd angle.
I think they're actually going to go bottom. I think they originally intended to go middle, and then they thought, nah, let's just go ahead and go bottom, help out our SA. So I think they're going to leave bottom long solo, and they're going to rotate their supports down bottom to help SA out. Now, unfortunately, Mitch is going to take a bunch of damage because of this and just barely leave it, but nope. Link goes ahead and blinks after and just takes him down.
Look at Mania's perfect micro. They're sending the Centaur in the front and cutting off Mirana's lead path because where else she's going to go? She's going to leave ahead. The Centaur was waiting, and of course, that was a very easy kill. Angel might be in a little bit of trouble here. We do have one Frostbite. He's going to drop it right now. Nice Frostbite. I'll talk about that in just a bit. Angel trying to run south, and he's going to be surrounded. Magic Missile is going to hit. Where's the Magic Missile? There's a Magic Missile. Blink Strike to get the kill here, and Ricky last hits that one. Nicely done. And the reason that Victor waited for that Frostbite, you kind of want to wait for the Surge, and then you get the Frostbite, so you make him waste any bit of Surge time that he has, and then you make the kill a lot easier to take up. And then Ricky was very lucky and lasted that one. He's going to burn himself. And Wonder's going to get a Ring of Health for just a little bit laning because he's having a very, very tough time. But Ricky Maru just doesn't actually get any Ring of Health upgrade items, so it will be a big gold investment if you just want to put it into laning items.
Yeah, it's important when a character like Darkseer or a hero like Darkseer who has a getaway that you can cancel with a stun like that, you just run with him and you harass, you do a bunch of damage, you drop a Frost Nova or whatever, a Crystal Nova rather. And then once he uses the Surge, then you drop the stun. It's such a really nice play there from Fnatic.
Right, same thing if you're ganking against Weaver with True Sight. You wait for the Saguchi and then you get the bite off. So we just saw some textbook Crystal Maiden play here by Victor. Nicely done. Angel's going to come back in lane. He's going to scout someone. There's supports coming in from a Smoke, Witch Doctor, and Chen as well. And I do believe Vengeful Spirit's going to get sandwiched. Let's see if he's going to make it out alive here. Yeah, nicely. I guess pretty good luck here. I don't think he saw the Quantic guys coming in, but Ricky Maru might be a little bit of trouble. He is level 6. Do we have True Sight from these supports? No, we don't. And Ricky's going to be completely fine here. So right now, Quantic is making this game very expensive in the sense that they're wasting a lot of time and not getting too much done here.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and... It looked like they were maybe going to rotate middle instead, but they're... Ooh, they might end up sniping a chicken here. Yeah, it looks like they are going to go ahead and snipe that chick, and that will be going down here. So last hit from Witch Doctor, and down goes the Courier. That was really well played. I think they spotted that Courier, and they went ahead and waited it out to go get it. So nicely done. We do have an initiation here on Angel. Angel went after the Vengeful Spirit, but he got stunned, and it looks like he is going to be fine. We see a pull on that Vengeful. They're going to go ahead and dive. No, they're not going to die. That would have been really aggressive. We see a Frostbite, Crystal Nova combo on Angel, and we do have a stun as well. And I believe Ricky is going to get that last hit. Yes, he does. We do have an Ice Shell doing a bunch of damage here right now, but I believe everybody else is going to be fine. Vengeful Spirit Vengeful Spirit just goes down with the last hit there from Witch Doctor. Well done. Gordon really can't go and fight the Rise as long as that Shell's on. Shell is now off, and now he's kind of easy pickings. We're going to see a Blink Strike, probably 2 more attacks, and down he's going to go. Nope, Blink Strike just level 2. He's decided to level up Backstab instead, so level 2 Blink Strike, of course, the cooldown goes down a bunch. It goes from 20 to 15 to 10 to 5. So it goes from a very, very long cooldown to a much shorter cooldown. So at 15, a little bit harder to chase.
You know, Crystal Maiden in a little bit of trouble. She is out of mana at this point. That WoW again, she wants her butt, if you know what I'm saying. Unfortunately, a little bit too slow for that. I'm surprised that Gordon did not spell Smokescreen. That's generally like at least you have 1 level of it for that 6-second silence. It is pretty broken. But no, here comes Angel. He's going to be pushing right under tower. And here comes the supports here. Crystal Maiden, does she have any spells? No, she's not. She's like about 2 mana short for her next spell. She's going to have a Nova. She's going to drop it off. Crystal Maiden. No, they're going to just kind of dance around Angel. Up against 3 or 4 was okay, but here comes the entire Quantic lineup ganking from behind, and I do believe we're going to see some death. Crystal Maiden might be it. She's going to take a cast. Like, here comes a creep. No, Vengeful Spirit runs right in. There's a Shaco. We're going to have a clap from Mania. There you go. She's going to go down. Can you cast a spell before dying? No, she cannot. Ricky stays in vid. There's a Master Orb Ward being dropped down as well, so a ganking into a tower push, and now Crystal Maiden is still completely isolated. Ward's going to target right on her, and she's going to go down as well. I think Fnatic's making a couple of mistakes here.
Yeah, that was really... I mean, she really had nowhere to go. Your best bet there is just to hide in the trees and hope that nobody finds you. But by running out, she basically signed her own death certificate. We do have a little bit of initiation here on Rise as Invoker has gone ahead and rotated down to the bot lane. His Tornado, unfortunately, only had level 2 Wex, so it doesn't actually travel very far and was unable to actually catch that Witch Doctor with it. One of the problems with Invoker is if you have to leave your lane, in the early couple of levels, it's going to be a big problem for you because you really do need a lot of levels, and your spells aren't entirely that impressive level 7, especially, you know, he split leveling because obviously you want to get Quas in lane to get yourself a lot of regen, but he is probably going to level Wex after that. So Wex is only level 2 right now, so his Tornado's not very impressive.
Yeah, because he made a very interesting play there. He actually left his mid lane, which had free farm for him because Rasa was a bot. And to be honest, he didn't get too much accomplished on the bot lane. He did not successfully defend his tower, nor did he get too many kills, or any kills for that matter. So it is a very questionable decision whether he should have gone to the bot lane. But the matter of fact, he's a little bit behind right now. Crystal Maiden is going to be tracked down by the invisible Witch Doctor. Look at how slow that Double D is weighing her down. And looks like here we go. Angel's going to come right in. Are we going to have a cast? Yes, we will. And Angel's going to get a vacuum. Miguel right on top of that. There's a tornado, and it looks like Victor's going to go down to one more hit.
Ooh, no, Cold Snap from Invoker manages to maybe save it here, but I believe, yeah, he is going to go ahead and catch him as the level 3 Quas, meaning that Cold Snap does not proc a last time there, so.
Very unfortunate play, and remember what we talked about during the pick ban phase. If you fall behind with Crystal Maiden and Vengeful Spirit, like in a lineup like this, where you're not going to get too much level, you're going to continue to stay behind, as all the experience is going to go to Mitch, our Invoker, and of course, our Ricky, so... don't look to Crystal Maiden and Vengeful Spirit to have a very decent mid game, because they're gonna just be playing. They're gonna be roaming around level 5 or 6, trying to get wards and whatever else, and it's gonna be tough for them.
Yeah, CM is still level 3. She's not even level 4 yet. Vengeful Spirit's only level 4 as well. Compare that to the supports on Quantic. I mean, Shen's level 5. Level 4 only for Witch Doctor. Dad's been roaming a lot. Obviously, Ross is not really a support, but Ross at 7, Darkseid 7, Anti-Mage at 8. Compared to Potom and Invoker, both 7 and Invoker 8. So, or Anti-Mage 8 rather. Or shoot. SA 8.
Okay, we have all the levels on the screen right now. In terms of CS, Migos having 44, Anti-Mage 44 as well, and that's out farming the Invoker and Ricky pair. So everything is being led by Quantic right now. They're leading about 3,000 gold. Only 1,000 of it is really contributed by the tower. So the rest of 2,000 comes in from the last hit and the 4 kill lead. But it looks like Fnatic wanted to turn that around. 4 TP scrolls on the top lane, and they want a kill against this Anti-Mage. It definitely has a stun to do it, and here comes Ricky with the backstep. But he doesn't have smoke yet, and that's... How are you going to kill Anti-Mage?
That's a big problem. Yeah, you really need to have smoke if you're going to catch him. That just seems so insanely greedy to me to not get any level of smoke. I mean, I guess you got to expect to never leave your lane till 10, but even then, come on, man. Like, you gotta put a point in the smoke. It just seems very greedy to me to get level 4 backstab. See a stun here on Mania. Mania is going to go down there. Doesn't even need a smoke for that, obviously, with the dual stuns. We do have a Frostbite, but Link just, of course, going to blink away because, again, no smoke screen there to prevent him from doing so. Now, level 1 smoke screen isn't a very big AoE. It's pretty small. I think it's only 250. So it's not... It's
better like than nothing.
It's not like you can't just run out. It's not really going to be 6 seconds unless you place it amazingly and he just runs all the way through it. It's going to be a little bit more like, 2 or 3, but still, that's going to buy you a lot more time to deal damage.
Ryze is going to be dead in mid lane. A coast, no, tornado set up. It's going to miss. Oh, I think he should have just walked right in and dropped a coast stab, and that should have been it. But Gordon now with his level 6 Ricky, this is one of the many ways you can play Ricky, which is to look for a gank. He's a very, very decent roaming semi-carry, if you will. You get a lot of free ganks off with great stunners such as Crystal Maiden and Vengeful Spirit. Unfortunately, if you don't get the ganks off, you're going to fall behind in terms of EXP and farm as well, and that can be an issue, especially in a pro game where you have to get a Purge, you have to get a BKB, and that's a lot of items that are very, very expensive. And he doesn't, to be honest, he doesn't have the farm time to do it right now.
Yeah, we do have Mass Silverworm being dropped up top. It looks like this tower is about half HP. They're going to go ahead and just try and get a bunch of harass. This is not going to take it down. Invoker did rotate up top as well. But even if Invoker wasn't there, I don't think this would have got down. I think all that would have happened, in fact, if Invoker wasn't there, is this might have got into deny range. Mitch maybe could have denied it instead.
Right.
But of course, with Anti-Mage, maybe he's able to go for that last hit. But instead, this tower is now just at about a third HP, a quarter HP here. Grazine continuing to rotate around the map a whole lot with Invoker. It's just surprising me a little bit. Typically, your standard Invoker is going to really want to just get levels through all of this early progress or early game. As long as his team isn't getting completely dominated, I think he just wants to get levels. I mean, they are behind right now. It is 3-6. We see an initiation here on the Crystal Maiden, but we see a Frostbite immediately. A TP in here from Potom as Mitch comes down. We're going to see an arrow, which is going to catch Miguel. Miguel actually turned into that, trying to drop cast, but I believe Miguel's going to go down. No, he must manage to get a sheep off first. But he will still die, so a kill back there for Fnatic. They needed that one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, especially on Migo, slowing down his growth is very, very important. Meanwhile, Angel was pushing the bot lane very much so. That's going to give Gordon a little bit of free farm time. The gold difference was 4k gold earlier I checked. Now it's down to 5k gold. Somehow, Dire's still leading after losing heroes after heroes. I guess Anti-Mage farm is off the charts right now. Let's check out what he has. can't click on it and comes to his Tornado. He's got a Vanguard. Very interesting to go Vanguard. Actually, it makes complete sense. You're up against so many nukes. It makes sense to get some HP, and look at him harassing that tower. Doesn't matter because he's blocking a lot of damage. He has a whole bunch of farm, probably over 50 cube kills right now. He's got 65 in 13 minutes. That's pretty good farm here, 5 a minute. Look.
Yeah, Dire did get that middle tier 1 racks as well. That has something to do with, or tier 1 tower rather. That also contributes to the increase in gold here. Yeah, Gordon getting a lot of time to free farm bottom though. This is kind of what you see from Riki typically. You're going to see a lot less roaming Gengar, but he is quite powerful at that. You're going to see usually a lot more conservative play with Riki and just hang out in lane and farm it up a bit. It looks like though he has sensed that perhaps they will be coming after him as he says actually that ward up there in the bottom of the river. So they're going to come down here and he's going to go ahead and back up. Angel's going to go ahead and push this. There is Miguel there as well, and Serpent wards are ready, so I believe they're going to make it go for this. This tier 2, nope, they're going to back up. They're going to go ahead and change their mind. Gordon's going to go ahead and scout a bunch. Any vision, we do... No, just the smoke of the seed. I don't actually see... Oh, there's a dust of appearance on Angel right now, so they do... Wow. Arrow just managed to catch Rise. He actually turns it, and we see finally a smoke screen, and it catches Angel as well, but a nice Serpent Ward followed by a Shackle. Unfortunately, the whole Fnatic team is there, so they cut down Miguel very quickly, and 2 heroes dead there for Quantic. Fnatic pulled themselves right back into this.
I'm telling you, the power of smoke, because the most important thing is you don't know where that comes from. Thus, instead of Sentry might have been it. Whenever you push against Riki, I think Sentry is probably a lot better in terms of detecting, but they didn't have any type of detection, and now here comes Riki. We're going to have a Magic Missile on the Chen, a couple of backstab, another Silence. They're going to try to run out the other way. Ming is going to be dead. Arrow, is it going to hit? No, it's going to get dodged, and Angel is going to go back, but they got 3 kills out of that for eventual Spare. They're very, very happy with that. Now the kill is even. Chen just lost a creep. Gordon finds an Invis rune, or excuse me, a Regeneration rune as well. He's very, very happy. I mean, on top tower, I think it got denied, or it got...
Another sweet smoke here, catching Rise on the back and forcing Angel to use a haste to get him away, but it looks like he is still going to get caught as Rise is dodging absolutely nowhere. He gets Crystal Nova immediately. Angel's chasing after the Crystal Maiden. I think he will get this kill, but I think he might die in return. There's a swap from Benj and a stun. Oh, fantastic. And a blink strike from Gordon gets himself a mega kill. He's now 5-0-2 as we see Fnatic starting to pull themselves right back into this game very quickly. The last 2 minutes has been hyper productive for them.
Yeah, man, Riki is such a momentum-based hero. If he somehow gets his way up to a freaking Diffusal Blade, good luck Witch Doctor, good luck Chen, you guys are dead. And that smoke, that blink strike, that backstab is only going to get stronger and stronger as they scale with the game very, very well. And now he's just about 400 away from that Diffusal Blade. I did not expect, 5 minutes ago, I did not expect him to farm it so quickly, but those kills, very, very helpful. And now Anti-Mage has to be a little bit worried about as well, because again, a smoke and a purge, he's going to be sitting inside, unable to run away.
Oh, yeah. I would like to point out, not coincidentally, as soon as he leveled up Smokescreen, they started getting a bunch of kills. Just saying.
Not coincidental, man. Should have one level.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. All right? And it's only 1 level right now, and it's caused a lot of havoc. Angel going to go ahead and continue farming up on bottom. He does have Arcane Boots along with a Ring of Health. Probably wants to get pretty tanky and potentially go into that standard Ag Stick that you see a lot on Darkseer, especially with a teammate like Anti-Mage that you really do want to copy. And an SA on the other side, that would also be a very useful copy.
Yep. And now we have SA maybe getting help from his teammate. Yeah, the 2 supports coming in right now. All they need is 1 or 2 stun, and Angel is basically dead. And here's the danger of facing against a Riki. You never know where he is. And now he's constantly tracking. The supports are coming in. I could see it coming. Yeah, Angel's gonna be dead. Magic Missile. There's a smoke, so no spell. Look at his HP dropping with the backstab. The nuke's doing a lot of damage. Riki unstoppable streaks. He's gonna have his Purge Blade right after this. And it's not looking good right now for Quantic.
Yeah, that is just not a good choice. All right, we're gonna have to have a restart here from Crystal Maiden. So we're gonna be paused for just a few minutes. So yeah, Riki's got himself now 6 kills. He is only 200 behind, or 200. He's 200 gold ahead of the. So he has Purge Blade. That's a much better way of saying it. So he's got his Purge Blade. He's got his Purge Blade now. Anti-Mage, meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and check his farm. He does have 279 gold. He's got a Vladimir, so he went ahead and got Vanguard into Vladimir. So it is going to be a pushing style Anti-Mage. Probably still going to get a Battle Fury after this just to be able to cut down creeps, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this followed up with a Manta style as well. Manta style is such a strong hero on Anti-Mage. You don't want to delay it too long. It's okay to pick up other items, like the Vanguard first is obviously a decent choice. The Vladimir's after that, if that's your goal, if you want to be pushing, then that's acceptable as well. But you can't just keep buying things and never getting the never getting the Manta style.
Yeah, I think Manta style has to be a must to diffuse, or excuse me, to mirror image away the purge, get a little bit away from the smoke screen. One thing I want to point out is the gold earn tab. As you can see, Ricky, who's been mostly ganking and getting all the kills, he's actually neck and neck with Anti-Mage, who's been free farming. So despite that Anti-Mage is, having whatever he wants, Ricky's catching up means probably a lot higher in terms of experience as well, because he's getting the kills. So it's very nice for Fnatic to get those lucky kills. They're leading by kills right now. They're still down a bit by gold, but at this point they should be very easily to repel any push coming their way. And somehow earlier we're talking about Crystal Maiden and Vengeful Spirit not getting the XP because of the kills. They're both level 7, which is not anything to boast about, but it's better than walking around being level 4,
They're ahead of Witch Doctor, and even with Mania, they're actually ahead in XP per minute on both of those heroes. So the supports on Fnatic are now ahead of the supports on Quantic, as we were talking about that early advantage. Miguel all of a sudden has been neutered a lot. He's down to 278 XP a minute, only level 9. Compare that to 10 of Potom, 10 for Invoker, and 11 for Riki. You really want... I mean, Miguel had a very strong early game, but he has died the last couple battles. He has been the one going down just about every time. It's actually... he's 1 and 2 right now, so...
And just to quickly summarize how this game is going, I'd just like to point out the Crystal Maiden skill build. That's all I need to say. I mean, come on, Arzart has his name all over this hero right now.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh man, all right. I've always said that Dota is a game of imitation, and you see one person do it, and then everybody does it, and it becomes the norm. And half the time, most of those people don't understand why or what they're doing.
Well, I'm pretty sure Victor understands what he's doing.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he doesn't, but most players will just do this, right? You'll see all you'll have a team that has 5 casters, and it'll be like, all of them need massive amounts of regen or something, and you'll see Crystal Maiden go this build, and that wouldn't be the best choice. I'm just saying.
To be honest, I think Aura would have been a decent choice for supporting this lineup.
Yeah, Potom and Invoker, definitely.
And Ricky, who actually, with each Blink Strike, burns quite a bit of mana. To be honest, I would have at least have 1 level into Aura, and then, go back to Nova after Maxing Bite. I think Maxing Bite is a great choice against Anti-Mage and Darkseer. We talked about why Surge, waiting for the Surge and then you Bite. And then for Anti-Mage as well, you could Bite him and then he cannot blink. So Maxing Bite is a great choice. I do think 1 level of the regen just 1 level. 5.5
you could easily have, or 242 would even be acceptable right now. I mean, in Nova, while it does do more damage as it goes from 100 to 250, that's legit. And the duration of the slow is better. It does get a little bit longer, not a whole lot longer, about a second and a half. While that is stronger, I think the regen would be a little useful here. But Arzart, as I said, Arzart makes it famous, and everybody does it.
Here comes the Vanguard and Sage afterwards. So.
I don't know. He doesn't have that many kills right now. He's only 2, 3, and 4.
We'll see.
Although Grizzly with a spectacular Merlini 0, 0, and 0 right now, man, I would like to see this up all game. Come on, you can do it, Grizzly. You can do it, man. It's gonna be harder than
Merlini doesn't even help the team. Grizzly's trying to help his team, but he's not getting his. Whenever he's there, his team's not getting kills. So.
Plus, Merlini was Medusa, so it was a little more acceptable.
Right.
If he goes 0, 0, 0 with Evoker all game, I don't think they can win.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just AFK push. All right, we have gone ahead and resumed the game here. Quantic immediately smokes up. They had plenty of time to discuss this situation. That's one thing that Paz is doing. They're going to go for Roshan. Yep. Now, if they get Link a very quick Aegis here, which 17 minutes is not super fast, but if they get this Aegis, which it looks like they're going to be able to, they drop the Mass Serpent Ward, so it's going to be very hard for Fnatic to initiate on them. This is going to be pretty big time in the next battle because they're going to have to focus a lot to take the Anti-Mage down.
I say Miguel takes it.
You think Miguel's going to take it? I don't think he will.
I think he should, but they're going to give it to the Anti-Mage. I feel like right now the Rasa is much more of an impact changing hero, but I don't think Anti-Mage is going to farm. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it makes more sense. If you look at his gear, they're going to be pushing with this Anti-Mage.
Yeah,
Anti-Mage
exactly.
Can afford to play a lot more aggressive. And you're against the Crystal Maiden and Venge, and those are kind of food for Anti-Mage, so yeah. I guess it makes sense.
I think definitely this is a good choice because they have so much disable and stun on the Sentinel side, but it's all of one opportunity. They have stun, frostbite, and smokescreen. Once that's done, it's open season. Well, unless Grizzly can start doing things. He does throw a tornado immediately after the EMP there. It takes a bunch of mana away from the Anti-Mage, so he doesn't have a whole bunch to be throwing any ultimates, but he can blink around one time. It's like a nice shackle shot on Rasta, though. May take on Rasta, but it looks like the nuke going to come down, and immediately that Aegis does get cracked. We see a heal from Chen, though, which may buy them enough time here as a resurrection of Link. gets himself, Darkseer gets a double kill, and he's going to blink after a nice hex on Invoker, and Invoker is going to go down very quickly. There's the smoke screen, trying to slow everybody down, just not quite enough. We see an ultimate from Link cutting him down. I believe Crystal Maiden is going to be the next to follow, probably. Oh, out of mana actually is Miguel, but Ion Shell plus Mana Burn could do the trick.
All right, Ricky trying to do something. Has some room to work with. His Diffusal Blade is up, was not able to use it in the last team fight. Gordon actually stuck his head out very deep. They wanted to kill against Anti-Mage, but he was under tower, so he's completely revealed, and that really got the chase. I was talking about Radiant's great chasing lab. Dire not too bad themselves. They got the Blink, they got the Surge, and they completely utilized all of them spells. Even though EMP was dropped off twice in that last team fight, wasn't able to burn away enough mana to survive, and that was one team fight and a push going the other way. So Quantic, despite that, we're saying Ricky's farm. Well, Quantic right now wins the last team fight, and they're back ahead about 6,000, almost 7,000 gold.
Yeah, the one difference here is while they both have decent chasing lineups, I think Sentinel's probably a little bit stronger. They both have good chasing lineups. The difference is Quantic can also kind of stand toe-to-toe. They have a decent amount of tank. Obviously, Chin's ultimate Darkseer is quite fat. Ion Shell does a lot of AoE damage. They have the Anti-Mage who did have the Aegis that time, so that they're a little more capable of just standing in there just trading hits with each other. Whereas the Sentinel team is so squishy with the Pod and the Vengeful, the Crystal Maiden. SA's not exactly tanky. Invoker also pretty easy to take down, especially with the ultimate of Anti-Mage, that they really can't just stand there and fight them 5v5. Which is the one difference that battle definitely had, because that was clearly just a straight-up 5-on-5 battle. The Aegis of Anti-Mage obviously paid a big deal there, but on top of that, they were easily taken out. Now, that said, Gordon is able to assassinate just about anybody on the Scourge team if he catches them, and we do see Shadow Shaman going down there. And that's kind of what Fnatic's going to need to do. They're going to need to continue killing individual heroes just over and over and over and over. And trying to get their SA strong enough to where he can just go toe-to-toe with AM and the whole team. It's
going to take a while. I wonder what his next item choice is. I think either Manta or BKB has to be one of the two. I don't see him going any other item. He either needs survivability or just more damage output. We'll see what he ends up choosing here. As we see Tornado coming right here. Chen, one of the better defensive hero. He's okay when it comes to defense. And it looks like he is going to just send his creeps up. And of course with the Vlads, able to get some regen. That's nice. And it looks like Fnatic's going to back off for now. Meanwhile on the bot lane here, Mirana's getting some farm. We've been talking about a lot of SA Invoker in this game. Don't keep your eyes off, or don't let your eyes leave Mitch. Because don't keep your eyes off. Don't leave your eyes off Mitch, because he could actually carry very potently as well. He's already got the Yasha, and Manta should be done soon.
Sick English skills, bro. We do have a Wex being, or a EMP rather, being dropped on Link, and Link being able to be sent home by Mania. They're nicely done. They had a nice smokescreen EMP combo, and he actually got trapped there, and he would have gone down if not for Mania immediately sending him home. So really well played there for Mania. Now Mania's out of mana. Oh, we do have Arcanes from Angel, giving him a little bit more. Now, what you were mentioning earlier about Chen being anti-pusher, Chen isn't quite as strong an anti-pusher as the Wildkin Warchief is a strong anti-pusher. That Tornado, so annoying. Like, you can't interact with it anyway. It has such a ridiculous range. It just does a lot of damage and slow for a long period of time.
Actually, the Dire side able to defend this for quite a bit of time, just with the 3 hero. Here comes the Rasa TPing in, and that's signal for them to get it the hell out. Actually, everyone diving from the backside. Here's a blink in. Moonlight Shadow gets dropped. Vengeful Spirit is going to go down. Can they bring off Link, though? I don't think so. Moonlight Shadow is up, and looks like the Invoker is trying to run his way out, but he's going to get the blink off. Oh, the invisibility, trying to get some block. Very nicely done, but he's so
Why didn't he
fast.
just invoke Ghostwalk?
I don't know.
He did not invoke Ghostwalk. He had Ghostwalk invoke, was off cooldown the whole time. He is going to be able to get away, but that was really close. I mean, he's got level 5 Quas right now, or Wex right now. Yeah, so he would have been traveling plenty fast. It wasn't like they would have just caught him with any kind of vision. Rise takes a bunch of damage off the EMP there. It looks like an ultimate from Quantic. Link ends up catching that Crystal Maiden and cutting half of Riki down and getting Riki caught as collateral damage there. One of the problems that you have when you have these big intel pool heroes is if SA's standing next to a hero like Invoker and he gets ultimated from the Anti-Mage, that's going to do so much damage.
Yep, Massive will drop on the top lane, and this tier 2 is going to go down as well. If you look at the tower count, it is 5-0 here, and that's why Quantic is leading so much in gold. They're up to about 9,000 gold, 10,000 gold in terms of lead. Jesus, this is going to be ugly here in a couple of minutes. And Anti-Mage, despite going for Vlad, he used it as a pushing item, and he used it very nicely. He's up to 1,500 gold after an Ultimate Orb, so that Manta style should be done in about 1,000 gold more. And once that's done, goodbye Crystal Maiden, unless you have a Sage, which I don't think she does.
Yeah, this is not looking real well for Fnatic right now. Real good. I just use the whatever English skills.
I think you could get away with any English mistakes casting with me because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, Mitch has been farming a lot, but all he has is that Yasha still. He hasn't actually picked up any kind of Manta style, so it's not like he's getting really fat right now. I mean, he's doing a little bit of farming, but he's not getting super duper strong. It looks like we do have an Ogre Axe on board, or Ogre Club rather. Inexplicable change there from Valve, which means that he will be going for that BKB. Probably not going to be a Sage and Yasha. I'm just going to take a guess. Though I guess it's possible. It seems bad.
No, it's gonna be a BKB. Now BKB does actually turn off your own invisibility, because if you're silenced or magically immune, it will remove yourself from permanent invis. But when you're popping the BKB, you go man up. You don't rely on that invis. You're probably pulling some support when you're using your BKB, so it doesn't matter too much. So that's the item that he's going to be going for. Now the issue here with the Radiant side is, I wonder when they could ever get this push off. Now that you completely lost map control, you can't even venture out too far in terms of farm. And the thing is, once Roshan spawns in a couple of minutes, it is going to be just basically free for Quantic, because they're playing on the Dire side with all their towers up.
Yeah, and they do have vision, so they'll easily just, drop a ward there to make sure Ricky doesn't steal it or anything. So there's really not a whole lot that Fnatic can do right now. They basically got to continue to win a couple random team battles. They have done it a few times so far. It's actually 11-14. It's not quite as heavily as far as hero kills go. The problem is they're not pushing any towers. That bottom tower has a little bit of damage, middle tower has a little bit, and top tower has about half. Past that, that's the extent of all of the damage that they have done to towers, which is basically how much Quantic had in the first 5 minutes. We do have a chase here after Fnatic. Oh, they did not find Gordon. Oh, they used the smoke to detect him, but nobody's...
No, Gems on Darkseer, they're looking, but Crystal Maiden's going to be the collateral as we see... well, yeah, she's going to just waste as much time as possible for that Ricky to get out. I think that's not too bad. A 5-man gank to get a Crystal Maiden, but I think they're going to lose a tier 2 bottom as well. And let's see if the Radiant side could get anything in return. Maybe push the mid lane and just a little bit more. Maybe even take a stab or two at that mid tower. But yeah, that bot tower is going to be dead. And the question is whether the Dire side is going to keep on pushing.
Yeah, I think they can easily just go for this. There's really not a whole lot Fnatic can do, especially with that gym now. It's going to make it a whole lot harder. There's not yet a BKB on SA, so it's not like he can, very easily get in there and start rumbling with him yet. So the tower goes down immediately, and I think they can just continue on after this tier 3. Now, Crystal Maiden has resurrected, but Grizzly is not yet TP'd. He is now finally going to do that. They're going to go after this middle tier 2, or tier 1 rather, so it's going to extend it with a glyph there. It's going to give him enough time to do a bunch of damage, drop some wards there. We see maybe they're going to prolong this push. I think probably now would be the time to start to get back.
Yeah, he should be TPing back right now, or unless they're going to just rely on EMP Tornado. 25-second cooldown. Look at Invoker just dropping a barrage of the spells, and Vengeful Spirit a little bit vacuum backwards, but somehow no one focused him. He's going to be fine. A TP back from SA. They're going to defend this Rax. Tower's going to go down. There's a glyph. Time to go back here for the Quantic squad. They're going to break that wards, and they should be fine for now. Invoker's EMP Tornado should be cooldown at this point here. Mitch gets vacuum back, leap back, and that's going to be a successful defense for the most part. They lost a tier 2, which they could not defend in either way, but they got a tier 1 in the middle, so it's not all lost for Fnatic. They defend that one, and Ricky has a little bit more time to go towards his Black King bar. He's about 300 gold, 400 gold away from that, and I think he will have it in the next fight.
Interestingly, Grazine has gone ahead and skipped the Django and just finished that Yule Scepter, and then immediately got the point booster for what could potentially be an Ag Stick. Basically, he didn't have enough free farm in the middle, so he just decided to cut out the gold that he lost by not having a Django, which isn't really going to hurt them too much because they're not in a position to really chase a whole lot. So not having the Django actually ends up not being too big a deal because they're kind of pigeonholed in their base anyway. So it's not really costing them in any way. That was a good choice by Grazine. Yep,
and of course the Cyclone gives them an extra disable against Anti-Mage or Dazzle or whoever else, or not Dazzle, the Darkseer, sorry. Miguel picks up himself an Invisibility Rune. He is going to go for Black King bar as well. He has a 4-staff Drums, very nicely farmed on Miguel despite having a rough mid-game. And let's check out how Anti-Mage is doing as well. He's up to a Manta Style, Vanguard Vlad, and 700 gold in the bank. He's just absolutely rich, and both teams right now jockeying for position because Roshan is back. And we talked about this earlier. Dire does have the advantage, and we'll see how the Fnatic team plays this. I think if they lose the Aegis right now for free to Anti-Mage, they're going to just flat out lose the game.
Yeah, I think they have to make a stand. The problem is I don't see how they can make a stand, really. I think their best option right now is to try and just pick somebody off and hope that they can maybe get the Roshan first, because Roshan is now rezzed. Yep, and then we see a ping immediately from Dire here. admitting they want to go there. And I feel like the best thing Fnatic could have done in that case is if they knew the replay or the timer on when Roshan was going to come back up, drop a smoke, just run into the jungle and hope you find something. You just gotta hope you kill a hero or two and then go after it, because at the point that Roshan comes back up, you're just giving a free Aegis to a very fat anti-mage.
Yep. Unfortunately, I guess no one Fnatic wrote out the timer. No one cares because everyone was really kind of scattered off. You don't have many towers to TP to either, so they have to walk a long way. Mitch is going to take the time and try to hit down the tier 2 tower. I think Quantic says you could have the tier 2. No, they're going to defend that as well. They don't even care at this point. Arrow's going to hit on the Witch Doctor, and Mitch is just going at this tower. He might actually bring it down. Let's see if Ryze's going to get the deny. Yes, he will. Wow, that's a slap in the face.
Clutch deny there from Ryze, TPing in there and just getting that one lasted after an arrow nonetheless. Yeah, just really, really nicely done there by Ryze. Yeah, so they dropped that anti-mage, or that Aegis on the anti-mage. I did want to mention one real fast, going back to my previous point about the Django. I see too often, not necessarily pro players, but I see a lot of players too often just go to their standard hero build all the time and not really think about where they're currently at in the game and what those items typically do for them. The Django is a perfect example. Typically, that gives you a lot of mobility and a lot of map presence and the ability to roam around and really put a lot of pressure on your team. But if you're unable to do that, then why buy it? Just don't get it, because it's not gonna happen,
Yep. Although the stats.
Oh, the stats are fine. I mean, you obviously want the intel. It's perfectly acceptable to have. I'm not saying it's a bad item, but if you're behind in farm and you desperately need a Eul's, which they kind of did, just skip it. You can come back to it if you need it later. So.
Gordon, losing like 4 towers, just roams deep in the enemy jungle and finds himself a Witch Doctor, so he's gonna clean that one up. That's very nice.
I feel like they should have done that before the Roshan. I really think that would have been a much better idea. Just try and kill somebody and hope that you can maybe prevent them or stymie them from getting it.
It's definitely a very risky move because there's a gem running around on the dark side on the enemy side. You don't ever want to run into someone like that. It's still very surprising that he did that, even though that they're so behind. But he has the TP scroll up. He's going to just keep hammering in the enemy jungle, and if he finds a chance to push the top tower, at least force the TP scroll back, that's going to delay the enemy push coming his way. So we'll see how he's going to play. He does have the Black King bar up, so he's can TP back and instantly engage and do quite a bit of damage. At this point, though, I think he's still getting out DPS by the anti-mage. So he still has to worry about a lot of his damage. Master Serpent Ward can hurt him down as well. He's not the highest tanky hero, despite having 18 armor.
Yeah, there is that gem, by the way, from Angel has paid massive dividends. He's probably killed at this point 600 gold just in wards. They take down 2 more right there. They had gotten another one up top. So yeah, that thing is already paying for itself. Just making Sentinel shell so much gold into wards. I think if they have a gem at that point, you just got to try and place more crafty wards. Drop them in little spots like the trees in certain areas, just for kind of vision that you can get without them maybe seeing it. But just placing it in the most obvious spots is just what they did up on that big hill there on the bottom.
I think this is a base trade.
Are we gonna see a base trade? I think so. I think you're right.
I think Radiant's gonna lose a base trade. You're up against Centaur creeps.
No. They rethink it. Mitch goes ahead and pulls back. We see a TP. Maybe they thought they could get in there, but no, they are gonna go ahead and now TP and defend. The problem is, of course, they gave away that anti-mage Aegis, so we see an EMP Cyclone combo, but blink away just in time to be able to dodge an EMP. As EMP is only level 5 quas, so unable to actually crack it before he can blink away. We see Master Rewards being dropped. It is going to take down that tower very quickly. They're in range of the barracks as well, so they will get those. We see a Hexer and Grazine, and if Grazine goes down in ultimate, yep, he does go down. I think this game is just about over.
Yep, anti-mage too fat, and he's too strong at this point. Every ultimate being dropped here, and you see Ricky, he's trying to get back his invisibility, but he's running with a blocking bar, so never mind what I said about once he pops his BKB, he's king. He was anti-mage's female dog, if you know what I'm saying, and actually that's the bot racks.
There's the bottom racks. We're actually going to see another kill here on Crystal Maiden. Gordon's going to go down as well as Mitch. I believe did Gordon buy out? Not sure.
Nope. That's CG, and Fnatic calls it very quick.
Called, so.
Yep. Well, that was game number 1, and Quantic Gaming looking very strong. You got to keep in mind both these teams kind of the mid-range. So if Quantic Gaming wins the next one, they're going to be firmly in the 3rd place, maybe even 2nd place, and hold on to the position. Of course, 1st place 5,000 gold, 2nd place 3,000, 3rd place 2,000. So a lot of money involved, and we're going towards the end of the Premier League. This is week number 8. Just a couple more matches. Most teams just have 1 or 2 matches left, so
I believe this is Quantic's last match, so this is their last opportunity for points, and this is going to put them into the, I believe it's actually the 3rd spot, but it might be the 2nd spot. And there's, I believe, 1 or 2 matches to be played that are going to determine whether or not they end up with that 3rd place, if they can win the next game. If they don't win the next game, it's going to be very difficult for them. So
it's impossible for them, because if they don't win the last, they're just sitting 4th place, so we'll see.
So we're going to see pretty important game 2 here coming up, so stay tuned.
Yep, just waiting for the end game score here. I feel like Quantic, I don't necessarily think they played superb. I just felt like their picks just carried them out. It was a very standard well-played game. I felt like Fnatic was able to steal the Roshan a couple of times, and that's really, you can't give away teammates 2 Aegis and absolutely free farm and still win the game. And I think that's the result here.
Yeah, ultimately just not enough impact by the Invoker, and really just too squishy, I think, in the pick phase.
Yep. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed game number 1 here. We'll be coming you guys with game number 2 just momentarily. Of course, this is Luminous from DC and Nebula from DC as well. Check us out there. And for any results or VODs, you can check us out on thecommentaries.com as well. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 1. We'll be coming at you guys game 2. That's it from us for now. Stay tuned.